Have you ever been in one of those times where everything feels like it's just dissolving under your feet?
Oh, yeah.
But at the exact same time, you're getting these like incredibly clear insights almost out of nowhere.
That friction, right.
Yeah.
That's where the real change
It
happens.
feels like that. Like intense confusion, then suddenly, boom, clarity.
Yeah, transformation, especially the big, fast kind,
Hmm.
it's rarely smooth.
Yeah.
It often needs that, some tough confrontation with what's actually real.
Well, that feeling is exactly what we're diving into this week. This is our deep dive for September 22nd to the 28th, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
We went through the stack from Tarot by High C, the astrology, and the StoryScope, and honestly, they're locked onto one theme. You got to go through the conflict to get clear.
And we should probably set the cosmic scene quick because, wow, there's a lot happening at once this week.
Right.
The main idea is confusion first, clarity later.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is you've got the sun talking to Neptune, that's the fog, but also Uranus, which is the breakthrough moment, and Pluto demanding serious depth all at once.
Okay, that's already a handful. And then you add Mars.
Then you add the engine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mars moves into Scorpio and pretty quickly squares Pluto. A square means tension, friction. It's like these forces are pushing hard against each other.
So it's not just a minor disagreement in the stars, it's structural, like something has to break.
Exactly. It's like a cosmic demolition crew clearing the way. The breakthroughs come fast, like lightning, Uranus style.
Yeah.
But often, only after some illusion gets shattered first.
The sources really hammer home this feeling that the stakes are high, your choices really matter, and just waiting it out, not really a good idea right now.
No, indecision feels genuinely risky this week.
So to help us kind of get a handle on this, we're using the StoryScope, again, that narrative set in Lumia, the dissolving city.
The metaphor.
Yeah, it mirrors how these energies might feel in, actual life. And the mission, pulled from both the astrology and the story, it's super focused. We need to figure out how to cut cleanly, choose wisely, and aim higher.
It's definitely not a week for just drifting along or waiting to see what happens. It's calling for action. Decisive, focused, almost surgical action.
Okay, so let's unpack that need for action, because the main energy for this whole period, really, is Mars moving through Scorpio. This isn't just a blip, it shapes the next 6 weeks, right? September 23rd to November 4th.
That's right. It's a significant transit.
So what does Mars in Scorpio actually ask of us, of you, the listener?
Power. Plain and simple, Mars in Scorpio is incredibly potent. It doesn't just flail around, it moves with strategy, with deep focus. It amps up desire, but not just surface wants. It's a deep drive for, control, self-mastery.
Reclaiming power.
Exactly. Reclaiming power from situations or people or even, old habits or parts of yourself that have been holding you back.
That sounds amazing for making real changes, but the sources also warn about a shadow side, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. That same intensity, that deep need for things to feel potent, it can tip over into, reactivity, irritability, even finding yourself drawn to drama because subconsciously you crave that intensity. So the big warning here is don't act just on raw emotion. Actions driven by impulse, not strategy, are likely to blow up in your face this time.
Right, that's why they keep saying think strategy, not drama. And this digging energy, it's not just internal, is it? It affects the outer world too, power structures.
Definitely. When Mars digs into Scorpio's depths, hidden things tend to surface. We should probably expect revelations. Things like hidden power plays, maybe shady financial stuff, alliances shifting suddenly, things suppressed coming to light.
And there was that really specific warning, almost karmic sounding in the sources, about people who've maybe been playing dirty.
Yeah, basically said if you've betrayed lovers, cheated business partners, or turned friends into enemies, you should probably watch your back. This energy wants truth. It wants things corrected structurally.
So it's about refinement deep down.
Yes. The goal is conscious refinement. It's time to cut cords, detox what's toxic, and really go after what feels fundamentally important, non-negotiable.
But strategically.
Strategically. The sources are clear. Cut what's toxic, not torch the whole field. Isolate the issue. Deal with it decisively. Don't just burn everything down.
Okay, but isolating the problem sounds tricky when we get to Tuesday, because Tuesday is like the perfect storm of this week's paradox, right? Fog meets lightning.
It really is. Cognitive dissonance written right there in the stars. So first, the fog. Sun opposite Neptune. And opposition means tension. Things feel blurry, unclear, boundaries dissolve.
Everything looks distorted. People seem vague.
Exactly. Promises feel slippery. It's just hard to get a clear read on
Feels
things.
like a terrible time to make a commitment.
The worst. The advice is really blunt. Don't sign contracts, declare eternal love, or bet our savings on someone's visionary idea. You commit to something big, then wake up the next day realizing it was not what you thought.
So use it for dreaming, maybe, but not deciding?
Precisely. Inspiration, imagination, great. Grounded decisions, absolutely not. Need some guardrails.
Okay. But at the same time, we have Sun trine Uranus, the lightning strike. And a trine is harmonious, right? Easy flow.
Yeah, unlike the opposition struggle, the trine is smooth. So while the fog is there confusing things, there's also this easy, almost instant channel for truth.
So that's where the glimpses of the future radical insights come from.
Exactly. The sources say it's like lightning strikes to free us from the past.
Yeah.
Suddenly you see this alternative way forward, maybe a weird solution you'd never even considered.
Wow. So Tuesday, you could feel totally lost and brilliantly inspired all at once. The insight's there, but seeing the path clearly, tricky.
Super confusing, yeah. Powerful, but confusing.
And the StoryScope nails this, doesn't it? Lumea, the city built on illusions, is literally dissolving.
Mirrors it perfectly. The narrative describes people in the first half of the week wandering in a labyrinth without walls. They're hearing phantom voices, memories are glitching.
But it's not random chaos.
That's the key point in the story. The glitches aren't accidents. They're described as warnings that actually activate something called the clarity pulse. It's this deep signal trying to strip away all the fake curated realities.
It's forcing a breakthrough.
Right. And on Tuesday, in Lamia, mirroring that Uranus energy, it says, power grids rerouted themselves without engineers. Just happened. An organic, revolutionary shift at the structural level, bypassing the old guard.
Okay, that intense rerouting definitely sets the stage for Wednesday. Things heat up even more then.
Wednesday feels like the pressure cooker moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. We shift from insight towards, well, execution. And power dynamics get really intense.
So constructively, there's the Sun trine Pluto. That sounds empowering.
Very. It gives courage. It pulls back curtains, lets you see the raw motives behind things in relationships, at work, in bigger power structures. It fuels that courage for deep internal transformation.
Seeing the truth behind the scenes.
Right. And acting on it. Seizing back control. Expect truths to be spoken, maybe loudly. The sources even joke you might get a full dramatic monologue from someone. All that pent-up stuff coming out.
But wait, if Sun trine Pluto is about empowerment and seeing truth, why the risk of struggle? You mentioned Mars square Pluto hits then too. How do we keep constructive power from becoming like destructive obsession?
That's the core conflict of the week right there. The square forces a clash. So while the trine gives you the awareness and the courage, the Mars-Pluto square fuels the power struggles, the urgency, the obsessions that can turn toxic fast. It's friction. Things suppressed tend to erupt. We might see bullying, manipulation, hidden agendas bubbling up. Personally, globally.
Yeah, the sources mention global implications. Things like communities, groups, and leaders shift globally, maybe political power plays or mass shifts.
Yeah.
The outer world reflecting that inner pressure.
Exactly. So if you're feeling that intense pressure, that stress, the source material is pretty clear. The stress comes from resisting the change that needs to happen. Stubbornness is the enemy here.
So you have to channel it.
You have to channel it. Direct that pressure into decisive, strategic action. Use that Mars and Scorpio intensity constructively. It comes back to that same idea. Think surgical edit, not explosion. You can't just react. You have to try and orchestrate the change.
Control the demolition, don't just be rubble.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And Lumea, the story, shows this perfectly. The rulers, the Council of Executors, they fight back. They try to amplify the fog using weaponized uncertainty, basically leaning into the Neptune confusion to keep control.
Trying to keep people lost.
Right. But that clarity pulse, that revolutionary signal, it keeps going. On Wednesday, mirroring Pluto's deep power, encrypted archives unlocked, spilling blueprints for energy systems that had been suppressed for decades.
Wow. So the truth, the tools for freedom are coming out anyway, despite the attempts to hide them.
The systems of control start undermining themselves, which leads us towards the end of the week, the final horizon, where the fog starts to lift and we see the results.
Okay, so things start to clear up.
Yeah. Mira, in the StoryScope, she nails it. She calls it evolutionary acceleration. We're being recalibrated.
I like that. Recalibrated.
Right. And the story mentions strange things happening on Thursday. People finishing sentences they hadn't thought of yet, moving with this weird new precision. It's like some, I don't know, external guidance system is kicking in.
Aligning people.
Mm-hmm. And Jalen and Mira, the main characters, they're guided by these flashes of clarity, but also, importantly, bursts of humor in the face of collapse. They manage to cut through the last bits of illusion.
Then what are they aiming for?
Not just personal clarity, they're aiming for a civilization ready to evolve beyond control. It's systemic change.
And that's the end result, systemic clarity.
That seems to be the point. By the end of the week, the fog thins out. In Lumia, the towers stop flickering. The horizon is visible, unfiltered, unmarred for the first time. And astrologically, the sources say, we too will be pointing towards a much clearer target.
So the conflict, the confusion, it was necessary to get there.
It seems so. That transition from blurry lines to sharp focus, it required that intense phase. You have to choose action, not indecision, when the stakes are this high.
Yeah.
These forces are clearing the path, really, whether we like it or not.
It comes back to that detoxing idea, doesn't it? Cutting cords, letting go of the toxic stuff, pursuing what really matters deep down.
Absolutely. If you feel resistance right now, the sources suggest you might be resisting your own necessary evolution. And the universe, or whatever you call it, tends to remove what we refuse to cut away ourselves, sometimes forcefully.
Okay, so a final thought then, maybe for you listening. The StoryScope pointed out that the glitches in Lumia, the weird stuff, the phantom voices, they weren't just random.
Right. They were warnings, signals that actually activated the clarity pulse.
So the question for you is, when those radical, unexpected changes hit your life, the job loss, the relationship ending, the big financial shock, is it just chaos? Or could those disruptions actually be signals? Signals designed to strip away your own old, curated reality.
And force your own evolutionary acceleration. Something to definitely think about as you hopefully start to see that clearer, unfiltered horizon yourself.